they would. We have another person up there. Let's get them out. Just out of curiosity, how many of you were here last year for the same class? Okay, then you can't give my secret away when I show it. You have to be quiet when I come up with this. Why do we want to know how to make emergency toilets? Now, it sounds like something we really wouldn't want to do. Why do we want to do that?
Because you want to safely dispose of waste so it doesn't contaminate and you get sick. That's how you get things like dysentery and whatnot, which, you know, in other natural disasters, that's the first thing that really kills a lot of people.
Yeah, it's for health reasons is the biggest thing. She's passing out something here, and real quick, I want you to take a look at it. You've got a page there that shows you different kinds of toilets. These are all portable toilets. Some of them are foldable. They even have cardboard, heavy cardboard, which fold up and go out of your way. You can buy. I don't have a picture of those on here. There's a unique one here. If you look on our top right-hand side, if you like to go outdoors camping, you've got one of those. You can make it fits your towing hitch, and you can slide the bucket right under it. So, you know, if you're the kind of person that can't lean down very easily without falling or something, that's very unique. In the middle is one where you can take one of these buckets. Myself, I prefer the 5-gallon rather than 6-gallon. They're not so high and they're not as easy to tip over. And you can make a wooden box to slide them in. And then you can take a regular toilet seat, and on that box you can fasten that to the box. Well, I'm not going to talk too much about how to make the toilets because I have other things connected to that. But one thing I would like to point out, if we have a major earthquake or there's no electricity for pumps to work or what have you, you're probably not going to be able to flush your toilets. Gases will come up, and you're not going to like them. So what you do is you take a men's sock, you put a tennis ball in it, and on the end where the tennis ball's at, you wrap it or wipe it with Vaseline. You take all of the water out of the toilet, and you shove this tennis ball down in the bottom of the toilet. That plugs it up so nothing can come up when the sewer is not being flushed in the city. And you leave the long part of the sock sticking out. Then you can take either trash bags, and if you do, I suggest you take heavy ones, or you can buy the compactor bag, which is much stronger, line the toilet, take your duct tape here, and tape it down. And you can use that as a temporary toilet until the city or county tells you it's okay to flush. Now, there's different things you can do. You can put sawdust in the bottom of that to absorb the liquid, or they have a chemical that makes a gel of the liquid, because you're going to be wanting to take that out and put it, you know, in a bucket or something, or bury it. And it's a lot easier. You wouldn't want to hit something in the house, taking it out, and rip the bag open all over the house. So if you take it outside, you must bury it at least 16 feet under the ground.
Inches.
Pardon?
Inches.
Inches, I'm sorry, inches. 16 feet. Yes, 16 inches, because animals and dogs can smell it if it's closer to the surface of the ground than that. So, but my suggestion is, and the city suggestion is that you put it in a container. My suggestion is you have a separate barrel for that and store it in that until they tell you how they want to come and pick it up. Because they will, once they get things going, or if the sewer's going to not be operating for a while, they will come up with a way of coming and picking that up for you. So that's probably about all I'm going to say about making toilets. But sanitation is a real big issue. You may not be aware of it, but 90% of the deaths in many countries come from fecal matter getting into the water supply, or on food, or from your hands. And it's very highly contagious with diseases and things. So sanitation is, there's an old saying that, just a minute here, having clean hands is really the first step in staying sanitary in a survival situation. And you've got enough things going wrong at that time that you certainly don't want to get sick. So my suggestion would be, right now, yourselves and your children, you teach them that after they go to the bathroom, that they wash their hands very thoroughly. If they get conditioned to doing that, then in time of an emergency, they'll want to do the same thing. And it's going to be very important that you do that. The diseases that, and all it takes is a minute quantity of this. And the tiniest particles of fecal matter can affect you with any of the following: salmonella, shingles, hepatitis. Half of these I can't pronounce, but you're going to get copies of all of this data I have. You're going to get copies of. Now, I will go back to the disposal for just one more thing. If you're going to dispose the waste in your yard or a field, when you put it down in the ground, punch holes in it. The reason for this is to let the liquid soak out into the ground, and eventually the nature will take care of it. That way, if you ever come back and dig in that area or what have you, you're not going to have a sloppy mess. So that's something you might want to do. You're going to need all kinds of things. You should have them. My suggestion is you've got the hand sack. Now this is a kit over here. You can buy either the lid by itself or the lid in the bucket. The lid in the bucket with the stuff in it. You can make your own however way you want to go. But you do need supplies. You need wet wipes. If you buy the Lysol spray, buy only the kind that says that it will kill the flu virus, because some of it won't do that. So you want to make sure you get that. Rubbing alcohol, Pine Sol. Have you ever wondered why when you go into the old folks' home anymore, you don't smell that Pine Sol? They don't use it anymore. And I'm told that hospitals use hydrogen peroxide now to disinfect various things, rather than using this Pine Sol and so forth. Now, you need to prepare, in the case of the emergency, for this. If you have to take any medicine, such as your diabetic medicine or any type of allergy shots or what have you, you don't want somebody getting stuck on those needles. So be sure and have one of these for safety. Don't forget to have toothbrush and paste. You want liquid soap, because you may not have too much water, and if you've got bar soap, it takes a lot more water. You need feminine hygiene items, latex gloves, and so forth. For your information, in New York Harbor alone, there are 27 billion gallons, not million, but billion gallons of raw sewage and polluted stormwater discharged out of 460 combined sewage overflows. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Given the types of diseases that are so easily spread through the hands, it should be given that hand washing be put at the top in terms of importance during an emergency. Let's see. Now, one of your disinfectants that you can make is by putting bleach in water. Well, that doesn't kill quite everything. For an even more effective disinfectant that is actually powerful enough to kill anthrax spores, you want to add a cup of vinegar to the cup of bleach to a gallon of water. That, according to Norman Miner, the president of Microchem Lab, vinegar changes household bleach from alkaline to acidic, which will make it 80 to 200 times more effective at being an antimicrobial product. That's probably going to be a surprise to a lot of you.
How much, the cup of vinegar, how much?
You need to speak
add
up.
to the bleach, how much bleach do you use?
1 cup to gallon of water.
How much bleach?
1 cup of bleach to gallon of water. And then it's 1 cup of vinegar. Diluted bleach at an alkaline pH is a relatively poor disinfectant, but acidified diluted bleach will virtually kill anything in 10 to 20 minutes. Okay. And we went over some more. Another sheet I'm passing out. You're going to see there's probably about 10 different URLs for places for you to go that has to do with sanitation and that type of a thing. I would strongly suggest that all of you go and look at it. Some of it I've printed out, some of it I haven't, so you need to look at that. Okay, here's some things that's a suggestion. Keep your fingers out of your mouth. Avoid handling food with your hands without, latex gloves and so forth. Purify your drinking water. Use chlorine bleach purification tablets or by boiling for 10 minutes. Oh, one of the main things I forgot to tell you, when you use this vinegar, bleach, and water combination, it will only last for about 24 hours. It's powerful, but it will only last for about 24 hours. So make it in small quantities when you use it so that you can make it fresh every day. Sterilize your eating utensils by heat. You can also rinse the dishes in purified water that has additional chlorine bleach added to it. Use 2 1/2 teaspoons bleach per gallon of purified water. Keep your clothing as clean and dry as possible, especially under clothing and socks. If during an emergency situation you develop vomiting or diarrhea, rest and stop eating solid foods until the symptoms ease up. And that's very likely to happen because if we have an emergency, more than likely your eating habits are going to change temporarily, and then you have a good chance then for getting diarrhea. Take fluids, particularly water, in small amounts at frequent intervals. As soon as can be tolerated, resume eating semi-solid foods. Normal salt intake should be maintained. And then I have a section in here, it's solution for apartment dwellers, and what you do in that case. Don't forget, if you have babies or little ones, that you provide for them. Yes?
3 minutes.
Okay. All right, now we're going to, I have one item here. Toilet paper history. When did toilet paper come into effect? Does anybody know?
No, it was after my mom because they used corn husks.
It was in the 1850s. And an individual came up with it. And finally, when he decided to put it on a roll, he put his name on every sheet. But people would not use the word toilet paper. You just didn't say things like that back then. And it really wasn't until the 1950s. Now, some of you are going to remember this. Don't squeeze the Charmin. That's when toilet paper is Mr. Whipple. And that's when toilet paper started becoming famous. And the reason he said don't squeeze the Charmin, they didn't want to use the word toilet paper. There's quite a history on it. The amount of toilet paper we're using is just unbelievable. And Ukraine alone, I mean not Ukraine, United Kingdom alone is just unbelievable. Now, toilet paper sales are leveled out. So what are the companies doing? They're trying to sell it to all the third world companies and so forth. Once we do that, there aren't going to be any trees left. I'm serious. So you've got quite an article here on that. So as a closing thing, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you something here. Aha. It's over here. Gee, doesn't that look nice? Okay,
What is it? Is that the
how do
money?
you use toilet paper? Now, does it look clean?
Yeah.
Is it clean? No, it isn't. So, I've got an article in here that's entitled, and you can look at it and read it and make your own decision. Let's wipe out toilet paper. So, if you think that you're getting away with the diseases and so forth by this, you're only fooling yourself. So that's my opinion and what have you, and I hope you have fun reading some of these articles, and we'll pass these out. You can come by, maybe I'll just set them over here. It'd probably be easier for you just to come by and pick them up.
Question.
All right? Yes.
When you talked about the pipes and the gases coming back up, do you have to do that to your sink?
When you don't have water going through the sewage system,
Right.
then you're going to have gases build up and what have you. And they're going to build up the pressure to come up through your toilet.
Right.
So by putting that tennis ball in there, you eliminate that.
Right, but do
They
you
come
have
up
to do
through the
that for the
sinks too,
sinks?
and Debbie Kent's solution is keep a variety of rubber balls in your home.
So you would have to do all,
You have to plug up any
And
of
tubs,
your drains, tubs,
showers.
anything that's open, right? Isn't that what I heard from
You can also just use like heavy plastic and duct tape and,
duct
you
tape.
know, duct tape it over so it seals it off. You can do that too.
Yeah, but
Have
when
a
you
little
take that
box of rubber
out, you
balls
probably
on the
won't take it
wall.
out every day. It's going to come up and hit you in the face and you'll get a tennis ball in there.